Hi viewers, good to have you here. Okay, this is E Plus Academic Resource Center. Welcome to class. All right, today we'll be looking at the part 2. Okay, this is the part 2. This is the part 2 of the theory of supply. You know, we've been looking at theory of supply for some days now. Okay, I will paste the link to the previous class. That's part 1 of this course or this subject. I'll paste it in the description, okay, so that you go through it, okay. All right, so we're looking at the part 2. We're going to be looking at the factors affecting supply. Then we are going to be looking at the shifts or movement along the supply curve and elasticity of supply. Now, I've taken time to write this off cam to save time. Now, when we talk about factors affecting supply, I've listed about 5 of them here. These are the 5 most important factors, okay, affecting supply. We have the cost of production. We have change in production techniques. We have price of alternative goods. We have change in price of factors of production. Okay, I just had to shorthand this. This is factors of production. Okay, then we have change in number of producers. Okay, all right. Now, when we say cost of production, you know, when producing goods, there are other factors. Okay, there are other parameters. There are other factors to consider when producing goods or during production. Okay, that's what we mean by cost of production. When there's increase in cost of production, for instance, we have the raw materials, the carriage, and the purchases and the rest of them. Okay, when there's increase in such production items or techniques, it's what is going to affect the price and the quantity supplied. So we have change in production techniques. Okay, this has to do with technology now, technological advancement and the rest of it. Then we have price of alternative goods. We have alternative goods here. We are referring to close substitutes. Okay, we are referring to close substitutes. Do you understand? Now, you know, when there's increase in one close substitute, it's definitely going to affect the price and the quantity supplied of the other close substitute, of the other commodity. Do you understand? Now we have change in price of factors of production. We know the factors of production already. We have the land, the capital, the labor, and entrepreneurship. Okay, that has to do with management, wages and salaries and administrative expenses. Okay, when there's increase in prices of factors of production, it's definitely going to affect what the price of at which suppliers are willing to supply their goods to the market. Okay, factors of production, very important. In fact, if there are no enough factors of production, substantial production will not take place. Okay, in fact, factors of production, they are the fundamental requirements for production place. Okay, so that is very important when it has to do with supply. Now, change in number of producers. Now, the number of producers for a particular, it can be for a particular commodity or various commodities. When there is a decline in number of producers or suppliers of a particular commodity to the market, it's definitely going to affect supply. For instance, a typical example could be, you know, for some time now, we have learned over the news of manufacturers and, you know, big businesses, big suppliers and producers leaving the economy because of some harsh economic conditions and all the rest of it. So with those suppliers or those producers leaving the country, leaving the economy, is definitely going to affect the circulation of goods or the supply of goods and services to the market or to people who need them. Do you understand? So the number of suppliers, if there's a change in the number of producers or suppliers of commodities or a particular commodity to the market, is definitely going to affect what? Supply. Do you get it? All right, so we're going to be looking at the shifts. Use the comment section, okay? Let me get your reaction. Now we're going to be looking at the shifts or the movement along the supply curve. Okay, so now when we talk about change in quantity supply and change in supply, there are two different things, okay? Now when we talk about change in quantity supply, here, price is the determining factor, okay? Now this is what we have. It is the movement of quantity supply from one point to another, okay? So let's say we have this, okay? Now let's say this is our price and this is our quantity supply. So let's say price moves from 2 naira to 5 naira and quantity supply moves from 3 kilogram to 8 kilogram. Okay, now this is what we call increase. Okay, increase in what? Quantity supply. Are we together? Increase in quantity supply. So as price increases, quantity supply increases. Okay, so we have the movement, okay, of one point of quantity supply to another point. Okay, so this is what we refer to as increase in quantity supply, when it has to do with change in what? Supply. Then on the other hand, we have decrease. On the other hand, we have decrease. Okay, let's say from 8 as well to 3, then to 5. So when price reduces, when price drops from 5 to 2 naira and quantity supply drops from 8 to 3 kilogram, we have what we call what? The decrease what? In quantity supply. Decrease in quantity what? Supply. So this is what we mean by change. Okay, change in what? Quantity supply. Price here is the what? Determining factor. Price is the determining factor. But when we talk about change in supply, we are referring to other quantities. Sorry, we are referring to other factors that affect supply other than price. Other factors that affect supply other than price. Now, I listed those factors here. Change in the number of producers, change in production techniques, change in factors of production, change in what? In cost of production and all the rest of it. So when we talk about change in supply, these are the factors that affect supply other than price. So we'll be having the movement of what? Supply from one point to another. That is to say, the movement of the supply curve to an entirely new position. To an entirely new what? Position. So we'll have from the initial position, there will be a shift, a movement to an entirely new position. So we'll have something like this. Now this is price. Let's say this is 3 naira. Okay? Now if you check, price here is constant. Remember I told you, if you watch in this case, price varies, either increase or decrease. But in this case, price is constant. Okay? Price is constant, but other factors varies. So we'll have, this is, let's say this is the initial price curve, okay? Then when there's a movement to another point, from this point to this point, from 3 kilogram to 5 kilogram, we say there's increase, okay? There's increase in what? Supply. From this point to this point, there's increase in supply. But when we have stuff like this, okay, 3 naira, this point, from 8 to 3 kilogram at 3 naira, then we say this is increase and this is decrease. Okay? Okay, from this point to this point. This is the initial supply curve. So when there is change in factors of production, change in close substitute, change in number of producers and all that, then quantity or supply will reduce from 8 kilogram to 3 kilogram. Then you have a new supply curve. Then on this case here, from this point, this is the initial supply curve. When there is change in close substitute, factors of production and all the rest of it, there will be an increase in what? Supply, moving from 3 to 5 kilogram. So we have a new, this is the new supply curve. This is the new one. So this is basically the explanation of change in quantity supply and change in supply. Are we together? Use the comment section if you don't understand. Ask questions where you're confused. Let's proceed. Elasticity of supply. So we're looking at elasticity of supply here. We have 5 of them. We have elastic supply, inelastic supply, unity or unitary elastic supply. We have infinitely elastic supply, or you call it perfectly elastic supply. We have the zero elastic supply, or you call it perfectly inelastic what? Supply. Now, when we say elastic supply, we're trying to say a small change in quantity in the price of commodities brought about by a big change in quantity supply. Okay, if there's a small change, okay, let me draw it this way, a small change, okay? Now, this is the price, okay? Now, a small change between this point and this point, okay? Compared to what? Compared to this point and this point. So, a small change in price, a small change in price that will lead to what? A big change in quantity supply. The proportion of this area is smaller compared to this point. So when there's a small change in price, when a small change in price is brought about by a big change, okay? Sorry, when a big change in quantity supply is brought about by a small change, what? In price, is called what? The elastic supply, and it's greater than 1, okay? Let me come again. When a big change in quantity supply is brought about by a small change in quantity supply, okay, in the price of commodity, is what? The elastic supply. The inelastic is the opposite, okay? Is the opposite of this. When we have a small change in price, okay, when a small change in quantity supply, okay, small change in quantity supply is brought about by a big change in the price of that quantity supply. If you check, the proportion of this area here is greater or bigger than the proportion of this area here. So the change in price is bigger compared to the change in quantity supply. Okay, this is what we call, this one is referred to what? The elastic. Why the unitary, and this one is less than 1, okay? Now the unity or unitary elastic supply has to do with same proportion, okay? Same proportion, okay? The change in quantity supplied, the proportion of change in quantity supply is the same thing as the change in price, okay? This place is equal to this place. The proportion or the area here, okay, is equal to the area here. The change here is equal to the change here, okay? Here we say we have a unitary elastic what? Supply, and is equal to 1. Do you get it? All right, now when we talk about infinitely elastic supply, okay, we say at same price, various commodities are what? Supplied, okay? Now price is to infinity, okay? Either you call this, also another name for this is the what? Perfectly, okay, let me wipe this off. Another name for this is the what? Perfectly elastic supply, okay? Okay? When various commodities or quantity changes at the same price level, so price is to infinity. When we talk about zero elastic, okay? Same commodity, different prices. Same commodity at different prices. Same commodity are supplied at different prices, okay? This is equal to infinity, okay? Now this one is what we call the zero elasticity of supply, or you call it the perfectly inelastic supply, okay? Perfectly inelastic supply, or you call it the zero elastic supply, okay? In this case, same commodities are what? Supplied regardless of the change in the price, okay? Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, each representing the 5 elasticity of supply. Are we together? So basically we are saying the change in price for this zero elastic, the change in price has no effect, okay? Has no effect whatsoever on the quantity what? Supplied. So here elasticity is equal to 0. It has no effect, okay? While here elasticity is equal to infinity, here under the elastic supply is greater than 1, inelastic is less than 1, here it's equal to 0. Now if you check in the when we are dealing with elasticity of demand, we solve the question, okay? Now I will share a question on the screen so that you try it out, okay? You try it out for yourself. Are we together? So I'm going to give you the formulas and the parameters on which you calculate elasticity of demand. Are we together? Elasticity of supply, we have percentage change in what? Price divided by percentage change in what? Supply. Okay, this is the formula for calculating elasticity of supply. Percentage change in price divided by percentage change in what? Supply. Now, for percentage change in price, okay, is equal to S2 minus S1 all over S1 times 100%. Okay? Then for percentage change in supply, sorry, this is P, not S, sorry. P2 minus P1 all over P1. Okay? Then for percentage change in supply, we have S2 minus S1 all over S1 times 100%. Okay? This is percentage change in price. Then whatever you get as your answer for this, you will divide it by whatever you get here as your answer. I'm not going to use the initiative. The way we solved the question for elasticity of demand. Okay? Use that concept, use that initiative to solve for this. I'm going to share a question on the screen so that you use it to practice. I'm not going to solve any for today. I want you to try something out yourself, okay? But I'm going to make some explanation to make it easier for you, okay? Let me come again. So elasticity of supply, this is the formula. Percentage change in price divided by percentage change in supply, or quantity supply, okay? So here we have, to get this one, you say percentage change in price is P2 divided by minus P1 all over P1 times 100%. Let's say here your answer here is 50%. For instance, I'm giving an example. Then percentage change in quantity supply. Okay, let's say you have S2 minus S1 divided by S1 times 100%. Let's say you got 20% here as your answer. So to get your final result, you just have to substitute percentage change in price is 50 divided by percentage change in quantity supply is 20. So 20 divided by 50, whatever you get, let's say after dividing this, for instance, you got 2.1 as your answer. Now 2.1, under what price elasticity does it fall? Under what elasticity does it fall? Does it fall under elastic, inelastic, unitary, zero, or infinitely? Which of the category does 2.1 fall? Of course, 2.1 is greater than 1, so it's under what? Elastic supply. So that's where your coefficient falls under. All right, we're going to stop here, guys. Thank you for staying to the end of the class. Have a nice day.